Picture this. You're scrolling through TikTok, laughing at your favorite creator, the one whose infectious energy always brightens your day. His signature scream of "Mama!" has become a viral sensation, a soundbite you and millions of others can't get out of your heads. His goofy expressions, his over-the-top reactions, they feel like a dose of pure, unfiltered joy in a chaotic world. Now, imagine that same face splashed across the news, but this time, the headlines aren't about record-breaking views or celebrity collabs. They're about handcuffs, a police investigation, a crime so disturbing it shatters the carefully crafted persona you thought you knew. This isn't a plot twist from a crime drama. This is the real-life downfall of Ma Sun Van Jung, better known as Mama Guy, a TikTok superstar whose meteoric rise hid a darkness no one saw coming. One day, he was making the world laugh. The next, he was accused of a brutal act that left fans questioning, was the Mama Guy we loved just a mask? How does someone go from internet darling to alleged predator? And what does this say about the dangerous illusions of fame? Buckle up, because this story is about to take a shocking turn. Hey, true crime fans! I'm Eamon, and I'm thrilled to share crime tales across times with you. Each episode, we'll explore a new case, examining the evidence and discussing the twists and turns. My goal is to create a community where we can discuss these cases, share our thoughts, and learn from each other. So, let's get started. In the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, as millions sought comfort in their screens, an unassuming 24-year-old named Sun Van Jung uploaded a throwaway video that would change his life forever. The 15-second clip, featuring his now infamous shriek of "Mama," while pretending to burn his hand, struck a nerve with a world desperate for distraction. Within days, the video spawned countless memes and remixes, launching Sun into the stratosphere of internet fame. But behind this meteoric rise was a carefully engineered machine. His management team at Stargram Entertainment employed 6 data analysts who meticulously tracked trending sounds, A/B tested variations of his signature scream across demographics, and even used bot farms to artificially boost engagement. Their research revealed his chaotic man-child persona resonated powerfully with 3 key groups: isolated teenagers, 42% of his audience, stressed office workers, 33%, and middle-aged women, 25%. By mid-2021, Sun had become a brand magnet, commanding $10,000 just to show up at events, while his daily life descended into a disturbing cycle of uppers, obsessive filming sessions, and late-night parties with shady club promoters connected to Seoul's underworld. As his follower count crossed 30 million, Sun's behavior grew increasingly erratic and volatile. Former makeup artist Kim Ji-woo later testified about the dark side of his fame, recalling how Sun would demand reshoots if a video failed to hit 1 million likes within the first hour, outbursts the crew dubbed "Mama Rage." Leaked Slack messages between his agents exposed a pattern of enabling, with one exchange discussing how to quietly pay off a waitress he had assaulted. Even his public meltdowns, like the time he destroyed $200,000 worth of equipment on a Super Bowl commercial set, were swept under the rug with hefty payouts and NDAs. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Lee Min-ho's evaluation painted a chilling psychological portrait, diagnosing Sun with megalomania and substance-induced psychosis, noting his complete inability to distinguish between his online persona and real-world actions. What began as lighthearted comedy had spiraled into something far darker, a toxic cocktail of fame, corporate greed, and untreated mental illness that turned a once charming creator into a predator. The system that built him ignored every red flag, prioritizing profit over accountability until it was too late. The real tragedy wasn't just the crimes he committed, but the dozens of people who saw the warning signs and chose to look away. The first warning sign came on July 18, 2023, when Sun's usually hyperactive social media accounts fell silent. Fans initially assumed he was taking a break, but industry insiders knew something was wrong. His team had abruptly canceled $2.8 million worth of brand deals without explanation. The truth finally exploded 5 months later when Seoul's Gangnam Police Station confirmed they were investigating Sun for aggravated sexual assault. According to the police report obtained by Crime Tales Across Times, the incident occurred in the early hours of July 15th at an exclusive no-tell hotel frequented by celebrities in Cheongdam-dong. Security footage shows Sun arriving at 2:17 a.m. with 2 other men and an unconscious woman later identified as a 22-year-old aspiring model, referred to as Ms. A in court documents. Witnesses reported hearing Sun's distinctive "Mama" scream echoing through the hallway before the group entered a VIP suite. What happened next was pieced together from forensic evidence and the victim's harrowing testimony. Toxicology reports confirmed Ms. A had been drugged with GHB, a common date rape drug. Hotel staff heard violent banging at 3:42 a.m., but didn't intervene after being told it was just influencer content creation. Sun allegedly filmed parts of the assault on his iPhone 14 Pro, later wiped remotely before police could examine it. When officers arrived at Sun's Hanam-dong penthouse 36 hours later, they encountered shocking resistance. Body cam footage shows the influencer barricaded in his walk-in closet, screaming his signature catchphrase while hurling luxury watches at police. It took a SWAT team and fire department ladder truck to extract him after he threatened to jump from the 28th floor balcony. The aftermath revealed disturbing patterns. 3 other women came forward with similar allegations dating back to 2021. Sun's Google search history included "How long does GHB stay in system?" and "Rape Statute of Limitations Korea." Forensic accountants discovered $487,000 in mysterious payments to entertainment managers. While the illegal filming charges were eventually dropped due to insufficient digital evidence, a controversial decision that sparked protests, the sexual assault case moved forward. If convicted, Sun faces up to 7 years in prison. Though legal experts note his celebrity status and expensive legal team, led by the same attorney who defended Samsung heir Lee Jae-yong, could significantly reduce any sentence. Ms. A's impact statement, read in court by her lawyer, contained a chilling passage. "He kept doing that stupid mama voice the whole time, like he thought this was just another TikTok challenge." The comment laid bare the horrifying disconnect between Sun's online persona and real-world actions, a jarring reminder of how social media fame can warp reality itself. Sun Van-jung's descent from beloved internet personality to accused predator becomes even more disturbing when examining the stark duality of his life. Born in 1996 in Daegu's Suseong district, the future Mama Gi grew up in what neighbors described as a model middle-class household, with a civil engineer father and piano teacher mother who invested heavily in his education. His former high school classmates recalled a quiet but ambitious student who displayed an unusual combination of computer science aptitude and theatrical flair, early hints of the digital persona he would later create. However, psychological evaluations conducted during his trial revealed troubling patterns dating back to adolescence, including narcissistic tendencies that saw him demanding multiple takes of self-filmed skits from classmates at age 14 academic dishonesty in university, and concerning behavior toward girlfriends that several described as coercive. The transformation from struggling part-time clerk to viral sensation exposed Sun's increasingly fractured psyche. His former roommate described disturbing late-night sessions where Sun would practice his signature scream until his throat bled, then coldly analyze the footage with clinical detachment, a stark contrast to his manic on-screen persona. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Kang Seo-yeon identified critical breaking points in his mental state, including when he began referring to himself in third person as Mama Guy off-camera after hitting 10 million followers, and later developed Capgras delusion, where he no longer recognized his own reflection. The discovery of Sun's private monologue journal provided perhaps the most chilling insight into his mind. 400 pages of meticulous metrics, coded lists of targeted women, and disturbing manifestos about becoming the algorithm itself. These revelations suggested the cheerful online character wasn't merely an act, but a carefully constructed weapon that allowed his true nature to emerge under the cloak of internet fame. As Dr. Kang concluded in her testimony, this wasn't a case of someone losing themselves to celebrity, but rather someone using celebrity to finally become their authentic and deeply troubling self. The investigation into Sun Van-young's alleged crimes triggered a seismic backlash that exposed the dark underbelly of influencer culture. When blurred but unmistakable news footage confirmed his identity in December 2023, the internet fractured into warring factions. Devastated fans flooded social media with heartbroken posts, sharing edited compilations of their favorite Mama Guy moments set to melancholic K-pop ballads, while others viciously turned on the victim, scrutinizing her social media history for any perceived inconsistency. The Seoul Metropolitan Police's cybercrime unit reported a 300% increase in harassment cases related to the scandal within the first 72 hours, with both the accuser and Sun's family receiving graphic death threats. Major brands faced their own crisis as the court of public opinion demanded accountability. Samsung Korea's stock dipped 2.3% after protesters projected shame across their Gangnam headquarters, criticizing their continued sponsorship deals with Sun through mid-2023. Behind the scenes, leaked emails revealed frantic damage control among advertising agencies, with one executive at Cheel Worldwide joking in an internal message that they needed a bigger broom to sweep this under the carpet. The backlash reached fever pitch when investigative journalists uncovered that 3 major talent agencies had received, and ignored, multiple anonymous tips about Sun's behavior dating back to 2021, including a particularly chilling Instagram DM from a club hostess that read, "Your star client needs to stop drugging girls' drinks at Octagon." The cultural ramifications cut deep. Academics from Korea University's Media Studies Department published a scathing paper titled "The Mama Guy Paradox," analyzing how Sun's infantilized online persona had disarmed audiences' critical thinking. Meanwhile, women's rights groups organized mass Digital Number Me Too protests outside the Seoul Central District Court, where demonstrators held up mirrors to symbolize the entertainment industry's complicity. Perhaps most damning was when the Ministry of Gender Equality released data showing a 40% spike in reports of digital crimes during Sun's peak popularity period, 2021 to 2023, with many victims citing his harmless crazy guy persona as why they initially dismissed warning signs. The scandal became a referendum on Korea's entire influencer ecosystem, exposing how the relentless pursuit of viral content had created an environment where monstrous behavior could hide in plain sight, camouflaged by millions of laughing emojis and brand deals. The trial of Sun Van Young unfolded as a gripping legal drama that exposed the dark intersection of celebrity culture and justice in digital age South Korea. When the disgraced influencer first appeared in Seoul Central District Court on February 14, 2024, the scene outside resembled a perverse carnival. Devoted fans in free Mama Guy merchandise camped alongside stone-faced activists holding signs that read, "Likes don't excuse crimes." Inside the courtroom, Sun's high-powered legal team, led by celebrity attorney Cho Min-suk, launched an aggressive defense that included attacking the victim's character, casting doubt on digital evidence, and presenting controversial psychiatric claims about internet personality disorder. Prosecutors countered with devastating proof, recovered Snapchat messages where Sun bragged about dosing a mama fan, testimony from hotel staff about disturbing physical evidence, and a money trail linking Sun to known drug dealers. The trial became a cultural flashpoint, with jury selection taking 3 weeks to weed out biased TikTok users, and the judge allowing unprecedented real-time courtroom sketches that ironically spawned viral Hawa Mama trial memes. Throughout the proceedings, the victim endured brutal treatment, forced to demonstrate her sobriety from that night, shamed about her clothing choices, and revealing she had attempted suicide twice under the pressure. As the world awaits a verdict that could set new legal precedents for the influencer era, the case has laid bare uncomfortable questions about whether justice moves as fast as viral fame and whether society's obsession with online personalities has created a dangerous immunity for digital royalty. The final judgment, expected by September 2024, will determine not just Sun's fate, but potentially reshape how South Korea and the world balances internet stardom against fundamental accountability. The fallout from Sun Van Young's case has rippled far beyond the courtroom, forcing society to grapple with uncomfortable truths about the nature of online fame. In the months following the scandal, South Korea's influencer industry underwent seismic changes. Brands now require psychological evaluations for endorsement deals. Talent agencies have implemented mandatory sexual harassment training, and platforms like TikTok Korea added digital chaperone systems that flag suspicious creator-fan interactions. Yet, the most profound impact has been psychological. Millions of former fans describe experiencing a peculiar form of betrayal trauma, struggling to reconcile their fond memories of Mama Guy's antics with the horrific reality of his actions. The survivor, though legally protected, continues to face harassment from Sun's die-hard supporters, including coordinated deepfake attacks that superimpose her face onto explicit content. A cruel reminder of how digital tools can be weaponized even after justice is served. Meanwhile, Sun's family home in Daegu sits abandoned, its walls covered in angry graffiti that reads, "Mama's Monster," while the sole apartment where he filmed his viral videos has been converted into an office for a victims' rights organization, a poetic repurposing of the space where so much harm originated. The case has sparked urgent debates about accountability in the attention economy. Mental health professionals report a surge in parasocial whiplash cases where fans experience genuine grief over influencers' misconduct, struggling to process how someone who felt like a friend could commit such atrocities. Legislators are pushing for Sun's Law, which would mandate transparency about sponsorships and require platforms to preserve deleted content as potential evidence. Perhaps most telling is how the scandal has altered online behavior. Analytics show a 60% increase in users checking creator credentials before following, and phrases like "separate the art from the artist" have taken on new, more complicated meaning in Korea's digital discourse. As one cultural critic noted, We used to teach children not to talk to strangers. Now we must teach them that some strangers will spend years making us laugh before showing their true selves. The Sun Van Young case forces us to confront profound questions about accountability in our digital age, exposing fundamental flaws in how society vets and regulates online influencers. Unlike traditional professions that require background checks and certifications, the influencer industry allows individuals to amass millions of followers with absolutely no oversight. A dangerous paradox where those with the greatest reach face the least scrutiny. While South Korea's proposed psychological evaluation system for high-profile creators attempts to address this, it raises legitimate concerns about privacy and the potential for overreach in an already heavily surveilled digital landscape. The case also highlights the troubling complicity of social media platforms, with internal documents revealing how TikTok's algorithm knowingly amplified Sun's most extreme content because it generated engagement, while systematically ignoring warning signs about his behavior to protect lucrative advertising revenue. This begs the question: should tech companies face legal consequences when their recommendation engines essentially become accomplices to predatory behavior? On a personal level, the emotional aftermath for fans represents a new form of digital trauma that psychologists are just beginning to understand. The intense parasocial relationships fostered by influencers create a unique kind of betrayal when these figures are exposed. A psychological whiplash that leaves fans questioning their own judgment and experiencing guilt for having supported someone capable of such harm. This phenomenon speaks to the dangerous power of manufactured online intimacy, where carefully constructed personas can mask deeply troubling realities. As we grapple with these issues, the fundamental